Hi, this is Paul. Welcome on the 21st video tutorial. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to my channel right now and give like if you will see the video helpful for you. Today I will talk and explain the whole display section that you know what it is for and how to use it. In fact, it is very simple. And as usual, at first, let's jump into the user guide and see what it says. So we go to the functions and then we jump into the display right here. So the display box is split into the monitor section and into the setting section. They are independent from each other. And during the primary setting you can completely disable or enable the display, or I would say monitor section, and you can also decide which parameters you like to see in the monitor and output boxes right here in the setting section. So here where we can decide the monitor section and we can see the online monitoring. So we can see in the monitor output box the draws, you can check here, then the hits, also the hit in percentage, and the rewind, which is relevant for mode B, and this is the fixed info which will be here all the time. The draws will be here as well, and then there is the optional info that you can choose which parameter you like to monitor, and also you like to print in the output result boxes. So here we can choose the number of cycles, time, date, duration, seed 1 and 2. Then we can select the quality of the seed 1 and 2, and finally the proof function. This we will select in the setting section during the primary settings right here. So if we go to the setting section, here are checkboxes where we can decide which parameter we would like to monitor and also to be printed. Then the other checkbox where we can switch on and off calculation for the quality of the seed and the proof function, and finally we can reset the quality calculation and proof calculation that it starts from beginning. In case the lottery has only one draw, then automatically the seed number 2 and quality for seed number 2 is automatically disabled. In case there is a missing statistics for the draw 1 or draw 2, then it's also the calculation for quality is disabled as well. In the monitor section that we have right here, as I mentioned, during the primary settings we can disable it or enable it, and we have the single check boxes where we can choose which parameter we would like to see and to see it in online monitoring, or we can enable and disable the groups where we have three groups: is the draw, then this is the fixed info and optional info, and finally we have the main checkbox where we can enable and disable the whole or all parameters. So you can see here the examples where we can enable and disable the single checkboxes, or we can enable disable the group so the single checkboxes are not accessible, and finally if we disable the main checkbox, then also the group checkboxes are not accessible. Finally, we have here two tools. One is the calculation of the quality for the seed 1 and 2, and the proof tool that is a part of the analyzer. And today I will just show how to control it here from the display section, but there will be single video tutorials just for the quality of the seat and statistics and for the proof. So that's what the user guide says. And now let's jump into the gene here, so you can see how the main checkbox works, that all is disabled. There is the group box works, and finally single checkboxes in the display section. During the primary settings that I will do right now, after the activation, then I can decide if I will disable or enable the complete online monitoring. So now it's disabled, and you will not be able to enable it during the generation. So you should do it right now to decide if this monitoring will be enabled or disabled. I would recommend to enable it, and you can also decide during the primary settings which parameter you'd like to print into the output box and also into the monitoring. So I can disable the date and duration, for example, and you see now I cannot display it at all or make the online monitoring because it's already disabled and it's not part of the display now. So that's how I can control the display control panel. And one thing I can show it right now is that I will disable it. I can have here all these parameters anyway, because even they are not displayed and there is no online monitoring, they are printed into the output boxes. So let's see how it looks like. I will just take the Powerball and create the filter box, input box, and then there are the output boxes. So let's little bit wait, as it takes some short time. And this is the first scenario, and you can see we have the number of results is equal to. So in this case we have 3 output boxes. The first one is representing the best result marked by exclamation mark, and then there are the last 2 results, and there is no monitor output box. So when we run it, we will not see the red snake at all. I can maybe just try it. If I put here some numbers I prepared in advance, just to demonstrate it. So now it's running. There is no red snake. There is no possibility to enable the online monitoring at all. But as we have all the parameters here, the optional ones and the fixed ones, we can see that the output boxes has all these parameters, and they are printed the last results, which is the result number 4 and 5, and the best result is number 5. But as you see, there is no monitor output box, and also there is no red snake that is representing the number of hits during the online monitoring. So this is the situation without the display section. I can also reset the statistics, the quality of the seat, and the proof function. So I have here the result. I can switch it off, So nothing is changing here, so there is no calculation coming, and the speed of gene is a little bit higher, but not so much. It's not so slowing the whole process. So it's up to you how often you will use it, and you will see. I will end the generation right now and make a new generation with different lottery. I will try the Fantasy 5. So we have only one draw. Then I will enable the display, and I can disable, for example, time and date. So these are the optional parameters, so two of them I had disabled, and now I will make the settings. So the filter, input box and output boxes are printed, and you can see here that we have already also the monitor output box that is showing the online monitoring, because this checkbox is enabled the display. You will also see that there will not be the time and date included at any output box, the monitor box or the other output boxes. In total we should have 4 output boxes. So let's see how it looks like. So we have here the draws, the fixed info, and optional we have cycles, duration and seed 1. And you see there is this is a lottery only with one drawing machine, so automatically the seed number 2 was disabled, and also the quality for seed number 2 was disabled as well. We cannot use it right here. So we have only cycles, duration and seed 1, and also the quality for seed 1 is presented here. We have also the proof function, so this box was printed as well. If this will be disabled, then there will not be any box like this. So I can make it on these calculations right here, and before I started I will put again the numbers. It are actual numbers for Fantasy 5 as I prepared them, and I will start it. And now you see the red snake is moving as the number of hits is changing here, so it corresponds to this row, and I can disable, for example, the number of hits. So now the numbers are not changing here. I can also disable this rewind and that, so you see this is not changing and moving. If I disable proof, it stopped here as well, so the proof is here, and I can disable whole group right here. So now the optional info is not moving and only the draws are changing. I can do it right here. So now nothing is changing here. I can activate everything right now, and I can just switch it off total. And this is really recommended to use the main checkbox to maximize the speed of the gene. And we see we have quite high results right now. So the other thing I would like to show is the example. I can switch off the calculation of the seed quality, and we have the best result is number 6 with seed quality Q7. Here is Q15, and if I will print more results by changing the gate, you can see the new results. They have the quality is already off, it's not calculated. The same thing I can do with the proof. So new result in the monitor section right here is off and off, and also some new result number 29 is off and off here as well. So in case the output box is printed, the new result is printed, and the calculation is not on, then there will be the off value that during this time it was not calculated. So I can make it on and on. We'll change the gate. Last thing is that I can reset the calculation for the seed 1. For the seed 2 it doesn't work, and the proof I can reset. When I reset it, there are the last values are printed and updated. It's also changing how the calculation is going on. So I think it was very comprehensive, and I have shown everything I needed to show regarding the display section. So thank you for watching and your attention. If you missed something, just replay it. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel right now. Provide your feedback, comments, and I'll be glad for every like I will get from you. Join us on the Facebook page, groups, follow the links in the description, and see you next time on the 2 upcoming video tutorials, where in the first one I will talk about the quality of the seed and the statistics graphs, and in the second one I will talk about the proof function. Both tools are part of the analyzer and they are part of this display section, but they are more complex and they desire more time to explain, so there will be these single tutorials. You see, there is a lot of interesting stuff coming, so stay tuned and have a good time.